Your ticket. Hang on, TB. Let me get my microphone down. There it is. I don't think anyone's going to turn up tonight, TB, just because we're an hour late. They've all deserted us, haven't they? Yeah, they're rotten little buggers. They're rotten little buggers, aren't they? Hey, what do you want? You want to get your toy? What toy? Oh, TB, for God's sake. Will you leave this alone? He won't stop playing with it. He won't stop playing with it. Little bugger. Hello everyone and welcome back to an extremely late Hookster Talks. Yes, unfortunately I've got things going on behind the scenes. But anyway, we are here, yes, with everyone's favourite bear. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. There he is, yes, #1 Lewis Hamilton fan, yes. Get down there, get down there. Hello Shane, welcome to the stream. He says, hi Dave, almost thought you weren't streaming tonight. Well, yes, unfortunately, as I just said, a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So, yeah, don't want to go into any details, but lots of things going on. So I had to delay by an hour. I was actually very behind on the all seasons video. So I just spent the last hour finishing the editing off on that. Still got to do the commentary, but I've done the editing. So yeah, I've caught up a little bit, so that's not too bad. So it's going to be a slightly shorter stream because I'm not going to be on here for 2.5 hours. I was been in the midnight. So it'll be a shorter stream tonight, but it'll be more compact and bijou, as they used to say on that advert back in the day with Hugh Laurie and who was the other one? Oh, Stephen Fry. Yes, compact and bijou. Yeah, so it's going to be a compact and bijou stream tonight. It's sort of edited down into about an hour and 15 minutes. So there you go. There you go. Hello, Mr. Plynal Plessy. Welcome to the stream. He said, congratulations to Oscar Piastri on winning the Azerbaijan. Yes, well done, Oscar. Well done indeed. I see Formula Legends have some classic cars. Yes, they have got some classic cars. That was one of the cars I was driving in my little preview video that you may have seen this morning. Oh my God, what a hassle I had just to buy that game. I'll tell you. You'll be on here till midnight if Paddock and Will for F1. That's true. That's true. You're right there. You are right there. Well, another reason I'm late as well is because someone sent me a message earlier saying they were watching the football and could I delay it by an hour? And I was like, are you kidding me? As it is, I was behind on the all season, so I thought, oh well, I'll use the hour anyway. But yeah, someone didn't want to lose their top place on the top fans board again, did they? So I think you know who I'm talking about. Yes, but he was not the sole reason I delayed for an hour. I was horrendously behind on what I was doing, so I decided to kill two birds with one stone. And look at this, look at this. He's not even here. He's not even here, is he? Unbelievable scenes. You could almost say biblical scenes. I forgot to mention last week that Ralf Schumacher won the last race at the old Hockenheim ring in 2001. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes. Anyway, yes, so Formula Legends has got some classic cars. It was one of the cars I was driving. I think I was Piers Courage, if I remember the pronunciation, because of course all the drivers' names are made up. But I think I was Piers Courage. I was driving an old 60s car. Now, unfortunately, as I've mentioned in my post I did earlier, the cars have this invisible block all around them, and it's very, very large. It's like half a car's length at the back and half a car's length at the front, and I'm presuming at the sides as well, which means that close racing is not really going to be possible, which is very disappointing in a racing game. Yes, it's very disappointing, but yes, close racing is going to be possible. I showed you on the video. I was hitting the back end and I was nowhere near the back end. Absolutely nowhere near. Now, off camera, before I made the video, I was doing a little bit of testing on the game, and I actually made contact with one of the cars, and it actually zoomed out on the replay, and I was nowhere near the car, and yet we were completely locked together and we couldn't free ourselves. So yeah, that was the. It was kind of reminding me of F1 2015, if you remember the physics on that game. That was horrible. As soon as you made contact, you literally stuck together like glue. Also, Project Cars had the same problem as well. The original Project Cars, whereas if you made contact with each other, you literally stuck to each other like glue and couldn't get off. So it's kind of reminded me of that. But the the invisible barrier around the cars is a little bit strange. It kind of makes me think that maybe when they started, they made the cars bigger and then shrunk them down to make them look more cartoony afterwards. But they've kept the actual original dimensions of the car are there. You just can't see them, which is a little bit bizarre. I have to say. Yes. So it looks like they made the car in sort of a regular size and then shrunk it down to make it look cartoony. As you can see, it looks like it's been through a compactor, doesn't it? It looks like it's been crushed and it's made a lot smaller, but it's taller as well. But it looks like the original dimensions of whatever the cars were are still there in the game. So whether they're going to patch that in the future and get rid of that, I don't know. Now, I've been looking at some other videos about the game, and people have said that the difficulty level is very unbalanced, especially on a lot of the circuits. Now, this is a bit of a disappointment as well, I have to say, because apparently on some of the circuits you can end up being 2 minutes ahead of second place, and on some of the other circuits you can end up being 2 minutes behind last place, and you can't ever catch up. Well, yeah, that's very disappointing on a game that's just been released, I have to say. Very disappointing. I'm sure they could have worked that out by now, surely. But of course, that is something that could be patched later on. But let's be honest here, it's a £15.99 game. How many patches is this game going to get? It's not going to get 29 patches like all the F1 games are going to usually get, is it? Let's face it. I reckon maybe 2 or 3 patches and that'll probably be it. So, yeah, whatever they do to it, it's not going to improve it by much. Now, the developer is an Italian developer, and they are more famous for doing lots of like arcade sort of child-friendly games and stuff like that. So this is kind of a departure for them. It's kind of going to the territory of trying to be serious, but not really. But the thing is, it's very in-depth. It's got a lot of stuff in it. I mean, just during a normal race, and if you don't know how it works, the structure of the races is you get like 12 laps. I don't know if you can increase the laps or decrease. I don't know. I only literally played it for half an hour. It took me so long to just buy the bloody game. Oh my goodness. As I said, I kept refreshing it, but the PS5 version just wouldn't come up. And I'm going, what? Do you want me to buy this game or not then? And it was literally like, I think about 3 o'clock yesterday morning. The PS4 version suddenly appeared, and that was $15.99. I thought, and a couple of hours later, the PS5 version suddenly turned up as well. So eventually, I bought it. So by the time I'd done that, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and so I literally only had enough time to do that video that I uploaded, and that was it. So I don't know, but all I do know is it's a 12-lap race, and it's condensed down, so it's really like a full-length Grand Prix, but they've pressed it down to 12 laps. So everything that would go on during a normal Grand Prix is in those 12 laps. Now, I think you can have damage as well. I don't think there was damage on that one that I did, because I literally just went into a custom race and just did it. And I know for a fact it must have been on very easy, because it was just so easy. It was unbelievable. But as I say, I didn't touch any of the settings, and I had all the assists on as well. But I have to say, the handling, I mean, you know, with all the assists on, was absolutely fine. And in this kind of game, an arcade game, would you really want to start messing around and turn the assists off to make the game harder? I don't think you would. Yeah, I mean, it's only like the usual stuff, the ABS and traction control, and there's no actual individual settings of the traction control, so you can't have medium traction control or, you know, off or on. That's all it is. It's just off and on for traction control, and the same with the ABS. There's no actual number settings for it. But as I say, it's an arcade game. You just leave it on, wouldn't you? I don't see the point in turning them off unless you're some kind of superstar driver. But then if you're a superstar driver, you wouldn't be driving Formula Legends, would you? Let's face it. You wouldn't be driving Formula Legends. No. But as I say, it's had a lot of criticism, and justly so. I think it would be a great game for 15-minute blasts. You know, like once a day, just one race. I think that would be great. I think if you carried on playing it for a couple of hours, I think boredom might start to set in. And I think you might, I can't be bored with this. But I think, you know, every day, 15 minutes, I think it'd be a blast. I really do. There's a story mode as well, which takes you from the 60s cars all the way up to the present day. I think that's pretty good that they put that in there. There's also your standard championship mode as well, like all the F1 games where you can just pick a driver and do a whole championship season. But yeah, you can actually there is a story mode in there. I'll say it takes you from the 60s all the way up until the present day. So that's pretty impressive. But overall, of course, you've got to look at it on the perspective is that it's $15.99. Yeah, that's got to really weigh up your buying choice. It's $15.99. If this was a £70 game, nobody would buy it ever. Nobody would buy it, and they probably have to withdraw it from the shelves because everyone say, "You're taking the piss, mate. You're taking the piss." It is nowhere near worth £70, but $15.99. I don't know. Could be a good one. I'm not going to say go out and buy it because that's not what I do. But it's up to you. Go and watch a few more videos of people that have done gameplay and make your own decision. But as I say, I think for a 15-minute blast, it's probably going to be quite fun. But I think if you stuck with it and carried on going through it, I'll say after a couple of hours, you'd probably get bored. Because unfortunately there is no online multiplayer whatsoever. So the game is 100% single player. So that's the problem with the AI that I've got at the moment. As it is only single player, you are relying completely on the AI. And if the AI are as bad as people are saying that they are, completely unbalanced, that's not so good. That's not so good. But anyway, give it a go. See what you think. Give it a go. Unfortunately, the demo has now been removed from the PlayStation Store, so you can't play that anymore. Unfortunately, you can only buy the full game if you want to experience it. But, you pays your money, you takes your choice. And at the end of the day, it's $15.99, which is the price of about 2.5 pints of beer in the UK. Yeah, 2.5 pints of beer, and you've got Formula Legends instead. So there you go. Unfortunately, after you bought Formula One Legends, you may need those 2.5 pints of beer to erase the memory. It's entirely up to you. There's a Formula One like game on the PS1. It's called Formula GP, and it has some real tracks and fictional tracks. Oh, nice. Still better than F1. Yeah, still better than F1 25. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It kind of gives me F1 Race Stars vibe. I always loved F1 Race Stars, but same sort of thing. After about an hour, I started to get bored with it. But to come on it, have a good old blast. Obviously, when the multiplayer was still working because they've taken the servers down now. But to come on, have half an hour on F1 Race Stars, that was brilliant. I loved it, and I could never stop playing that. It was just great. Well, I say after half an hour, you start to get a bit bored. But to come on, and I think that's going to be the same with Formula Legends. You're going to come on there, 15 minutes, half an hour, have a blast, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. But if you keep going with it, you will get bored, with no doubt. What does everyone think you were there in 1950 when Formula One started? Because, Shane, they're taking the mickey out of my age. Yes, that's why, because they think I was there in 1950, thinking that I'm really, really, really old. Wouldn't that be 100 if that was... Hang on a minute. If I was there in 1950, yeah, so let me get my calculator. Hang on. Because I've told you before, I can't do math. So if I was there in 1950 watching a Grand Prix, let's just say, obviously if I was too young, I wouldn't even know what I was looking at, would I? So let's, for argument's sake, say I was 10 in 1950 watching a Formula One race, because at 10 years old, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. So 10 years old in 1950, right? So in 1960, I don't need a calculator actually to work this out. So in 1960, Shane, I'd be 20 years old. 1970, I'd be 30 years old. 1980, I'd be 40 years old. And I'm starting to go Cockney now. In 1990, I told you not to blow the bloody doors off. In 1950, I'd be 50. Have I got that right? Have I got that? 50 years old. 1960, I'd be 60 years old, and then 70 and 70. You get the idea. Which means in 2025, I'd be about 120. And I'm not that old. I don't know if you know this, because I don't know if I've told anyone this before. Probably not, because I don't remember ever saying it before, but I'm the same age as Jason Statham. Yes, Jason Statham. Oh dear. Hello, Mr. Mod79. Welcome to the stream. Formula Legends looks really poor. It would have been miles better to just remaster F1 95 and call it Formula Legends 95. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. That would have been a better idea. Definitely, it would have been a good idea. Yeah, as I say, it's up to you. It's $15.99. I think for a 15-minute blast, it'd probably be a load of fun. But as I say, if you start going past that and start going into the hours and hours, I think you would get pretty bored, because I can't see, if you looked at my video, I was trying to show a few things. One of those was that the AI was really easy, so I stopped on the circuit to let all the cars go past, and the first car behind me actually crashed straight into the back of me. So I don't think the AI have got any avoidance whatsoever. They just stick to the line, like the old Formula 1 games used to do. They stick rigidly to the line, and I don't think they've got any avoidance whatsoever. So that's another problem, unfortunately. But yeah, as I say, if it was a full price game, it would have been laughed out of town, because there's no way anyone would have paid 70 quid for this game. So as I say, 2.5 pints of beer and you get the game. It's entirely up to you. You might actually enjoy it for 15 minutes and say, yeah, it's a good laugh. But as I say, I agree, it does look a bit poor. But the Italian studio, as I say, they are more famous for like kid-friendly games. So this is quite a departure for them, it has to be said. They're trying to sort of go into the simulation style of games, but it's still very much arcadey, despite the fact that it's got fuel use, tyre wear and stuff like that. I will say though that a lot of people were complaining about the handling. The handling felt fine to me. As I said earlier, I did have the traction control and the ABS on, because I just did it as a custom race and didn't change any of the settings, but the handling did feel fine in the view that I was using, which is basically the cockpit or the T-cam view. That has its problems, because the crash helmet is so big, as you can see from the video, and it kind of obscures your view. But actually, the handling in that view was pretty good. Everyone's been using the zoomed out view, but in my opinion, that feels worse doing that, and you can't really judge it properly going around the corners. So yeah, the cockpit view does seem a lot better. Hello, Matthew7657. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I'm going to do my foul race impersonation now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. And he says, big race at Baku this week, could be season defining in my opinion. Yeah, it could be. Apparently, if they get a 1-3, according to Mr. Rugara, who I've just seen is in the chat, if they get a 1-3, they've got the Constructors this weekend. Yes, so the Constructors Championship is theirs if they get a 1-3 this weekend, which is the first hurdle finished with. Just the drivers to go, which I don't think they can win the drivers this weekend, but the next race they probably can. Oh, look who's turned up right at the bottom of my chat. I just noticed. I'll get to you in a minute. You're late. Here goes. Yes, hello, Mr. Rugara. Mod79, save your money, apart from you, Dave, who's already bought it and put it towards Forza Horizon 5. Yes. Luckily, I didn't actually pay for the game, because if anyone knows, I do the comedy skits for Josh's Crawl Room videos. I do all those comedy skits, and he did send me some cash over a couple of weeks ago for doing those, so I didn't actually pay for it. I think I paid 99p for it, so it wasn't too bad. I wasn't at a loss of any cash, to be honest, because it's just he gave me some money for doing those skits, so I thought, well, I'll put it on that and So it goes. Obviously, being an F1 channel, and actually it does say in my description that I do F1 style, looking at F1 style content from other games as well. So that definitely does qualify. So I kind of have to look at these games. I mean, I wasn't. If I hadn't got the cash from Josh, I don't think I would have bothered buying it myself. But it was purely because I knew I wasn't really paying for it. I thought, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. And at the end of the day, you know, it's a little bit extra content on my channel, and it is, you know, the name of the game is Formula. It says Formula, so, you know, and I do Formula 1 stuff. So, yeah, I thought that's why I'd whack it on there. But, yeah. We will see how it goes. They might come out with some improvements, and you know. But now, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a great game on PC because the developers have made it completely open to modding. So very, very quickly, those crazy modders are going to have like this current season's names in all the races, and you're going to be able to mod the liveries as well. So very soon you're going to have the 2025 cars, drivers, liveries all in that game, which is going to transform the game, I think, on PC. Unfortunately for us console users, it's not going to be possible, so we're going to have to still stick with the made-up names and the made-up liveries. But I think that's going to be a game changer for it on PC, to be able to mod it with all the latest drivers and the liveries. I think that's really going to be, you know, great. And as far as I know, it was the same price as it is on console. So yeah, once again, the PC Master Race have got us. Yes, unfortunately they've got us, and so I think that'll be pretty decent. But for us console users, no, we can't mod it at all, which is a shame. Planet says it's been 12 years and still the PS4 is getting new games. Yeah, I know. And they released the PS4 version of that Formula Legends about 5 hours before they did the PS5 version. Yeah, which I find rather peculiar, but there you go. Yes, they released it about 5 hours before because I couldn't buy it. I was sitting here bloody refreshing the button saying, come on, for God's sake. Oh, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. F1 race stars is cartoony like Formula Legends. Yes, it is, Shane, definitely. A 1-2 or 1-3 guarantees a title for McLaren. Thank you, Mr. Regala. Or if they gain 9 on Ferrari and don't lose 12 to Mercedes and 33 to Red Bull. Shane says there are some sprint car games on the PS2, PS3 and PS4. Yes. Sprint races are strange, to be honest. It's like watching a 30-minute football game. Yeah, I've said before, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the sprint races, to be honest. I don't see the point in them. The PS4 is legendary, says Mr. Regara. Not going to lie. It is. It is. It's a legendary console. I still prefer the PlayStation 3. I think as an overall package, I think it offered everything, especially the original model, because it had backwards compatibility, which meant it played PS1 games, played PS2 games and PS3 games, which was just magical. Compare that to the PS4 when it came out, and it wouldn't play PS3 games, and everyone just completely lost their snizzle and went, what the hell are you doing, Sony? But over time the PS4 gained ground and became a completely dominant console in the end, despite the fact that there's pretty much not very much emulation, or, you know, old games being emulated on the PS4. There is a lot more now because they're doing it on the PS5 and the PS4, but back in the day there was absolutely nothing for the PS4 except for PS4 games, and everyone just went absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I preferred the PS3 basically because it had lots of multimedia stuff on it as well, which was really good. The fact that you could actually download video files onto the hard drive, I thought was great. Yes, actually download them onto the hard drive, and it worked just like your Netflix as well. You could watch like 10 minutes of a show, come back to it later, and it would resume from the last 10 minutes where you just watched it, which is great, which you can't do now. On the PS4 and the PS5, you cannot download anything to the hard drive externally. This is all to do with piracy, of course. But you can't do it. You can't download anything. Or you can watch video files, but that's it. And if you stop the file and come back to it, it'll start back from the beginning again. It won't stop from where you left it. So yeah, a little bit disappointing, I think, that we've actually gone a little bit backwards. But I can see why, because the PS3 unfortunately ended up getting hacked to death, because it was very, very easy with just a USB stick to stick it in the PS3, and you could hack the PS3 really easily. So from then onwards, Sony said, no, we're not going to let you do that anymore. So you cannot physically put anything onto the PS4 hard drive apart from what should be on it, which is like games and save data and stuff like that. But you cannot actually externally put anything on it. And the same with the PS5 as well. Oh, spam in this chat. I'll find out in a minute. Final Player says, I've had more fun on F1 PS1 games. Yes, me too. I love the F1 PS1 games. Matthew says, when you finish off YouTube, what would you like to be known for? Well, what a question, Matt. What a question. What would I like to be known for? I'd like to be known for the... No, not that. I'd like to be known for the person that introduced generations of people to Formula One games through the ages. Not just the current ones, because let's face it, who cares about them really? Who cares about them? I don't care about them. Do you care? No, I don't care about them. I'm talking about the older games. And that's basically how I started my channel, which my first video was F1 97. And, you know, the retro stuff has always been, you know, a fundamental part of my channel. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I haven't been able to do much retro stuff lately, but we will be returning soon, definitely, because we got Halloween coming up soon as well. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to return to it. But yeah, I'd like to be the person known for, you know, bringing Formula One to new generations, because I know there's new people that join all the time, because I get messages from people saying, oh, I've just found you doing this old game from 1998, and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, that one. So yeah, that's what I'd like to be known for. He probably watched Kara's and Nuvolali race. Yes, that's right. Thank you. I know you're not that old, and I never take the mickey out of your age. Well, thank you, Shane. Well, thank you very much. When I looked at Formula One's first season in 1950 on Wikipedia, Formula One didn't have a lot of races when it first started back then. It only had 7. That's true. They only had 7 races, and some of those races were called non-championship races, so they didn't actually qualify as world championship races, so the points didn't actually count. I know it sounds bizarre, but yeah, some of the races were called non-championship races, so they didn't actually count back in 1950. And I think the first season, wasn't it, was 7 races. I did expand that, I think, to 9, but as I say, a couple of those were non-championship, so it's really only about 7 races in total. But this was, you know, this was the birth of Formula One. It really was the birth of Formula One back in 1950. I mean, it only came about really because the war had ended in 1945, and you know, people were getting bored. You know, so that's how Formula One started. And of course, because it was primarily a UK thing, they started using the old airfields that had been, you know, mothballed after the war. They started, you know, refurbishing them and bringing them back to really sort of get Formula One kick-started at the start. So that's basically how Formula One started. I mean, if you're going back to racing, you can go all the way back to ancient times. I've mentioned it in a video. You can go back all the way to Roman times with Judah Ben-Hur, during the chariot racing. That's how racing first started. All that, all that stuff back in the ancient Rome days, really. Because those Romans, yes. But yeah, so yeah, 1950 was when the first Formula One race started. And it's just grown from there. It really has. To the behemoth that it is now. I think it's too big, to be honest, but there you go. Oh, look, here's the paddock lesbians. Oops, didn't know this had started. Guess 7 in a row ain't happening. Show everyone the Egypt track I sent you. He's number 1 already. Can't believe it. Hello, Will F1. Welcome to the stream. I hate Baku. Baku is such an overrated track. Jamie won last week. Figures don't lie. Yes. A, B, C, D. What? Yeah. Get Jack Nichols on this all sitting. No. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's doing now, because I've not heard a peep. Well, you won't do, because he won't be on anything that would be televised. So I'm pretty sure he's probably flipping burgers right now in some establishment somewhere in the country. He'll be doing something completely unrelated to motorsport. I'm pretty sure. Either that, or he'll be, if he is doing something in motorsport, it'd be like a behind the scenes guy, because yeah, you just don't come back from that. Unfortunately, you just don't come back from that. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, it's because he got what he deserved, so he shouldn't come back from that. But you don't actually come back from that. So he's probably got a what you call boring normal job, which is completely unrelated to motorsport. I mean, he's still got to make a living, and there's not anything you can say about that. He's still got to make a living, but actually in motorsport, those days are now gone. Gone. Like the F1 drivers have got their own games, like Michael Schumacher, Nigel Mansell, Ayrton Senna, and Jacques Villeneuve. Lewis Hamilton should have his own game. He should do, yes. And we should call it Everyone Loves Lulu Grand Prix. Everyone Loves Lulu Super Monaco Grand Prix 3. There you go. That's a brilliant name. That's what they should call it. Definitely. Oh, message retracted. What's this? Shenanigans. All right. Jamie won last week. Figures never lie. Where's X, Will? X gone give it to you. Dave's word is final. X is on my chat. Not when YouTube gets involved. Just check last week's stream. The top fan, Jamie at number 1. YouTube overruled the Hookster. If Jezzy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. Just accept you bottled it. F1 98 is rubbish. F1 98 is shit, not going to lie. It is. But it's so bad, it's good. Seriously. Just like the film Driven, which someone pointed out to me has currently got 4.5 out of 5 on Amazon Prime. Because they actually sent me a post and said, how the hell has this happened? 4.5 out of 5 Driven is on Amazon Prime as its rating. Unfortunately, that film has now achieved cult status. Cult status being the fact that it's so bad, it's good. Yes, it's so bad, it's good. So, because of its cult status, it has gained some popularity. So I can quite understand why it's got 4.5 out of 5 on Amazon Prime. Yes. If you want to play a good F1 game based on the 1998 season, play F1 World Grand Prix 2 on the N64. Yes, I agree. If you want to play a good F1 game on the 98 season and you're on PlayStation, your only choice is Super Monaco Grand Prix Simulation 2. Bear with me. You can change all the names of the drivers for the 98 season, and you can pretty much get all the liveries correct as well, because there's a livery change bit in the actual game where you can change the liveries, and you can pretty much get it. I actually did it years ago now, donkeys years ago. I actually did it, and I had all the 98 season and all the drivers and the liveries for the cars pretty much. I think just the Ferrari I couldn't get because there was no actual red car in the game. It was red and yellow, so I had to have that one. But apart from that, all the rest of them were pretty much spot on, and that's the only way on PlayStation you can play F1 98. Blind or Plessy, W, not gonna lie. Dave rules are final on Dave's channel. Even made a post. Yeah, I did. Yeah. As I say, as soon as the music starts, that's the end. That's the end of the top fans. Okay. So as soon as I press on top fans, that's the end of the vote, because that will keep changing all the time. And if I don't do it from that point, then it'll change, and I'll be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. Yes. Oh look, and now it's this person now the top fans, and now this person. Yeah. So I change it every time. Or YouTube changes it every time. So as soon as the music starts, that's the end. That's the final vote. Yes. As I say, otherwise I'll be here all day. Unfortunately, if you look back at the video, it said you lost. Go to last week's stream, click on the next screen, you'll see Jamie wins. He did lose. Your win is inadmissible. Baku is a solid racetrack. I would love a Formula 1 game based on every single Formula 1 season from 1950 to now. Well, Shane, those kind of ones do exist, but only in modding. But there's a few games that they've modded to give you like every season back from the 1950s up until the present day. I can't remember what the game is, but there's a few of them about, and they've modded them to give you all those seasons. Obviously, it's not the same, because if you've got like old seasons with 26 cars in it, and there's probably only 20 cars in the game, they can't add more cars, so you're going to lose some of the drivers. But it's something. It's definitely something. Burnout Paradise in Formula 1 is Baku. Nice. It's like 2021, regardless of how much you claim otherwise, the FIA confirmed Max was the champion after the investigations. Yes, that's right. Hamilton never took it to court. YouTube is the court. Don't hate the player, hate the game and its rule maker. Correct. It's nothing like 2021. YouTube says Jamie wins. Jamie robbed. Pray for Jamie. Lulu is an 8-time champion. Basically, Will and Sarah in the chat. Do you think Formula 1 will ever return to Adelaide? I may not have been there when Formula 1 raced at Adelaide, as I was born in 1998. I don't think they will return to Adelaide. I hear the circuit is not really up to FIA standards anymore. So I don't think they will return to it. Do they still use Adelaide in motorbike racing or anything like that? I'm not quite sure. I mean, it was a very dusty circuit even when it was being used, wasn't it? Very dusty. So I'm not quite sure whether Adelaide still got its FIA accredited to say that it can race or not. I doubt that it has. Justice for Jamie. I've never said Hamilton is an 8 times champion. Don't do the top fans countdown then. As soon as the video stops, that's the end. Correct. Top of the Pops tomorrow night. It's the last performance with all 5 Spice Girls together, so on that England United rubbish. Oh yes, England United. Yes. Fantastic. When to become one. Spice up your life, Christian. Did he just got WhatsApp? That spiced up his life. Leave it now. Leave it. Last week is nothing like Abu Dhabi 2021. Day's rules are shit, says Will F1. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Controversy now. Controversy. I'll tell you what. I just hope there's not a certain YouTuber out here that's watching this, because he may make 500 videos about it, and then I'll be in real big trouble. Moving on swiftly. What does Dave think of Gen Z, which is the generation of most of us subscribers, including me? Well, as you are subscribers to me, I've got to say, because I'm contractually obliged to, I love you all. Really, yes. I love you more than sunshine, buttercups and raindrops. It's quite curious, because looking at my analytics, my most popular age range is 16 to 24. There is 0% of my own age that watch me. Isn't that weird? Don't you think that's weird? You'd think, people of the same age would go, oh, look, no, 1%. I think Mr. DJM99 is the only old person that watches me. Seriously. But my biggest demographic is 16 to 24. Now, I know why, because I act like a complete tool sometimes. I understand. Yes, why that is. But it is rather weird. Yes. So, yes, Gen Z. Oh, Gen Z are brilliant, Matt. Yes. Best generation ever invented. Yes. Ever invented. Yes. Could you smell the sarcasm there? It's that kind of thing, Will. Might not have been fair, but that's the rules. They let Will keep the silver medals despite finishing fourth due to USA still shooting it down after 53 years. I mean, go back to last week's stream and tell us who is first. They use Adelaide in V8. Oh, thank you. They use Adelaide in V8 supercars. There you go. They still use it. But I don't know whether it's still got its FIA accredited license, which means that an FIA official race can be run now. I don't know if F1 race can be run now. I don't know if it can or not. I'm pretty sure it probably isn't, because it's very expensive to have that license. And if you're not going to use it, there's no point in keeping it up to those kind of standards, to be honest. So, yeah, probably isn't. But it can probably... If it's being used for V8 supercars, then it can be used for any other form of motorsport. It's just the F1, because the F1 demands a slightly higher standard than the other sort of race series. So, yeah, if you're not racing there, it's highly likely that it hasn't got its FIA accredited license, which means, they can't race there. Grade 2, though, yeah. YouTube is the court and said Jamie wins. Horner wanted to make two become one. Yes, he did. Yes, Player says, fixed. Oh, no. You had to go and mention it now. Don't do that. He may be watching, because he's got eyes and ears everywhere. Yes. Yes, he has, And he knows everything. About everything on the planet. He does. Yes, Mr. James Atkins, 1988. I salute you. Yes, he has extensive knowledge of everything that happens in the world. So, shh. He could be watching right now. If you are, hello, James. Jamie should do a video of his robbery. After they lost, got cheated in basketball, the USSR. Last week was fixed. That's because people aged 100 don't watch YouTube. Oh, that is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous, Will. People aged 100 don't watch YouTube. Outrageous. Jamie was robbed. Because I looked up video games and consoles from over the years, and they existed in the 1960s. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The Atari 2600 was my first experience of a video game console. I didn't have one because they were way, way too expensive and I was very poor. Way too expensive. But a mate of mine had one and I used to go around his house every Friday night and we played Pac-Man every Friday night for about 4 hours. Pac-Man, yes. And it was great. It really was great. And his family had a bit of money. So obviously, every new console that came out, he got it pretty quick. And so once again, I was around his house on a Friday, he got this, was it called ColecoVision? ColecoVision? He got one of those. That was pretty good. The remotes were a bit shit though. They were like big chunky TV. I'm using my glasses case as an example. They was like big chunky remotes like these, and had a wire that came round in a spindly thing attached to the actual console itself. So yeah, and they were like it's big and chunky with buttons on the front, a bit like a Sega Mega Drive controller, to be honest. But yeah, that's what ColecoVision. Oh my god, that's going back. That must have been about 1979. Yes, 1979. And then, of course, it went through the 80s, and I eventually managed to get my own one, which was the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, I think in 1982, I think. So, 83. Oh, hang on, the chat's going up. We will be starting Hookster. Hookster. I heard the BBC are doing a series called Girl Bands Forever, which will be about the girl bands who dominated the charts in the 90s and 2000s. Yeah, if you think about it, there was a lot of them, wasn't there? S Club 7, Spice Girls. I can't think of any more, but I know there was loads of them. All Saints, Pussycat Dolls. There was, I mean, if I actually put my head together, I could probably think of another 10 more. I'm just trying to... Steps. Steps. God loves Steps. You gotta love a bit of Steps. Tragedy! It certainly was a tragedy. KD cannot accept his winning streak ended. Since 1983 was when you started playing video games, I'm quite surprised you didn't start playing video games sooner. Now, I'll say... they really didn't come in, especially the UK, till about 1978, 79. As I say, they were very expensive when they first come out, and I was very poor, so I didn't have them. But I say I used to go around to my mates and play these. So it was about 82, 83 when I got my ZX Spectrum, because they were an affordable home computer in the UK at the time. I think it was about 100. I think they were £100 when they came out, which if you put that into inflation and put it up to today's prices, it's probably about £400. So it was still a fair old chunk of money, but that was an affordable, because these consoles and computers coming out were ridiculous prices. So it was an affordable home computer back then. And so I had that, and you could get racing games on it, which was great. You could make your own games, which I used to do. You had to sit there for hours typing in all the code. Brilliant times, absolutely brilliant times. Fixed Room probably has lots of posters about WW 2021. I bet he has. I bet he has. I bet he has. He just makes me laugh. He really does. It just makes me laugh. He really does. How someone could dedicate so much time over something that means absolutely nothing to him whatsoever. What in the scope of life does it matter what happened in 2021 at Abu Dhabi? It's like, what, 4 years ago now? It doesn't matter, does it? Yes, everyone's going to say, oh, he was robbed and what have you. Yeah, but in the scope of things now, 4 years later, what does it matter? Absolutely nothing at all. As I said the other week, it's just a bloody TV show, isn't it? Formula One, it's just a TV show. It's like another episode of EastEnders. It ain't no different. So it just amazes me how someone could dedicate or actually waste so much time over something that just means absolutely shit, basically. I just wonder if he's going to look back at these years in 20 years and think, what the hell was I thinking? You know, when he's outside on his porch shouting at the raccoons to get off his lawn. Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn, you bastards! He's going to reflect on all these videos he made about absolutely nothing. And what makes me laugh, he's got this cult of followers as well. That's what makes me laugh. It's all these people that are following him in the group. Oh, it's just great. I just love it. It's just brilliant. Now, obviously, there is some kind of disorder there. There is some kind of obsessional disorder. That's obvious. That comes across straight away. There is some kind of obsessional disorder there, and you know, I just hope he gets the help that he needs, because he definitely needs some, and I just hope he just gets some. So there you go. If you're watching, James, hi, how you doing? Yes, Samaritan's always open. Although he may be a tough case even for them. Oh God. Will, please don't start going about F.F1. Please, no. They're just all crazy. Absolutely crazy. They really are. There's him, F.F1 fixed, and that wonderful. I mean, he's wonderful. He's the biggest flip-flop on the planet. He is. I'm not doing any F1 content anymore. If you inquire about F1 content on my channel, I'm going to block you. 3 days later, oh, there's an F1 content video. That made me laugh so much. Flippity flop, flippity flop, flippity flippity flop. Oh my God. All of those channels, it's like one cabool of mess. It really is. It just makes me laugh watching them. Let's just say they all need a few sessions with a counsellor. Yes. And for one of them, quite a few sessions. Oh dear. I wish I had a video for us to rip into. Yes. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. They've actually got a podium on merit on Monday night. Yeah, I did, Matt. Did you see that? Did you see that? Yes. Now, unfortunately, a lot of that was due to circumstances that happened to me on Monday. I was basically running on autopilot because of something that happened on Monday morning. So I don't even remember doing the race, to be honest. That's how bad it was. But yeah. So, but yes, a legitimate podium with a full field of car. Well, full for our league anyway. I think there was 11, 12 of us in there. Yes. And I got third place. I was very happy with that. Very happy indeed. That's probably the last time. That's probably the last time that'll happen. Probably because the field is now grown, and some of the people coming into the game now haven't had it for very long. So once they get used to it, they'll soon be passing me in. I think that third was probably my last one, but that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I was very glad to see it. Life left in the old fingers. Yes. Let's not go any more into that, shall we, Matt? No. Did half the field return? No, they did not. They did not. No. I think everyone finished, actually, if I remember rightly. There's a few collisions, but I think everyone finished, yes. Norwich will crash into the top of the Baku castle. Yes, probably. Not going to lie, no idea how I'm leading right now. Plodbase says the Girl Band's Forever show features interviews with members of All Saints. Atomic Kitten, there it is. There's another one. Eternal. Little Mix, yeah. Mystique and the Sugar Babes. No mention of a certain group known as Spice Girls. Oh dear. Was there only 3 rate? No, Will. No. Bad Will. Get back in your baskets. No doggy treats for you. Regard went from 8th to 5th, but like with Carlos Sainz Jr., no one recognised or cared. TB naked. Well, he is, Will. He is. Look. I've never put his clothes back on ever since you wanted him naked. Look, here he is. Completely in the buff. Look, he's a buff bear. Oh, look at that. Look. Oh, he wants everyone to see his penis. Look, can you see his penis? I can't see anything. I think he's lying. What? Where's your penis then? Where is it? What there? There's nothing there. Oh, hang on. Might be. Well, blimey. Just really tiny, isn't it? Really. Was that? It does the job. Okay. If you say so. But there he is. The naked bear. Look at him. Whee! Naked. Naked. Williams to get 5th. Show us TB. I just did, Will. You benefited from the last minute safety car, Ugara. The Sega Mega Drive was a better name than the Sega Genesis. I totally agree. It was just a shame that they couldn't release it in the other countries due to the fact that somebody already had the name Mega Drive. Yes, Mega Drive. So they had to call it Genesis in the United States, didn't they? Because someone owned the name Mega Drive. Yes. So they couldn't do it. Unfortunate. Where is TB? I just showed him. Lol. Shane says, I would also love to have a ZX Spectrum and play the first F1 game you played, which is Checker Flair. Yeah, it's a great game, Shane. Great game. You can actually, if you've got a laptop computer or a PC, you can actually play it on emulation, and you can play it on any computer you've got because it's so it uses so little resources on your computer. Doesn't matter what you got, you'll be able to play it. If you've got a little tiny laptop, you'd be able to play it on it. Just look up ZX Spectrum. You've got to download a little program. I haven't got it on this PC. It was on the other one. But you've got to download a little program, a little ZX Spectrum emulator, and then you can download Checkered Flag, and you can play it yourself. You have to use the keyboard, unfortunately, because there's no actual control. There's no actual control options. There's none of this dual sense plugging it through the Bluetooth, because it doesn't work on that. It's just purely because all those games back then only worked on the keyboard anyway. But give it a go. Give it a go. And you will see. You can do it on emulation. All you need is any computer, laptop, and you will be able to do it. Especially Spectrum games, because as I say, they don't use any processing power whatsoever. Annoyed you're not Joseph78 for our teammate. We want entertainment inter-team battles between yourself, Joseph, and Dom and Dust. I know. I suggested, but it fell on deaf ears. Let's put it that way. It fell on deaf ears. They like me to be partnered with Dustin. That's the thing, you see. Yes. Dave should sign Push the Button by the Sugar Babes. Yes. Push the button. Show us the F1 news and my track. I will. No. Steps and S Club 7 had male members in as well. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You're right. I couldn't sing, but you're right. I mean, let's have a look at Steps. What did you have? You had H, didn't you? H. Could he sing? A little bit. But you had the other one with the dark hair. He definitely couldn't sing. He definitely couldn't sing, could he? Can't remember his name. S Club 7. Now, I've got to be careful with S Club 7 because I do believe one of those is now deceased, isn't he? If I remember rightly. So we shall brush over S Club 7 because I don't want to start getting myself into trouble unintentionally. But I do know that one of those is no longer with us. So we'll brush over those. That's a song, Will. You can't sign songs. It has lyrics. Fixed. Wonderful. The BBC also did a series called Boy Band's Feather, which centers around the likes of Take That, East 17. Yeah. Oh, Brian Harvey. Westlife, 5, Blue, and 911, amongst others. Wonderful. George Woody Russell. Horner, When One Becomes None, coming out this Christmas. Yes. Yes. Oscar Mouldy Piastri. Boyzone had their own documentary series on Sky. All I can say about that is Louis Walsh is an arsehole. Yes. Yes. Boring Burn Bottas. Wonderful, the guy who says he's leaving and never does. That's true. Yes. Never does. He's got to be the biggest flip flop on YouTube. He really has. I just couldn't believe that someone would post a video saying, "That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving F1. Don't talk to me. Don't say anything to me anymore. No, I'll block you. I'll block you. I'll block you. I will block you. Yes, that's it. I'm going to go and make my animation and that's it." 3 days later, hello everyone and welcome to another F1 video. Oh dear. Fixed isn't mentally strong enough. No, that's true. Lulu isn't mentally strong. That's also true. Hamilton made too many mistakes in 2021. Felipe Massa said he was robbed. Why did he say it now and not in 2008? This is true. This is true. Why didn't he say it in 2008? KD isn't mentally strong enough. Will F1 is mentally strong enough? He's just desperate. KD is a melt. KD is weak. Try harder, Will. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. KD is a pushover. Don't mention that, man. TMY is always mentally strong enough. Nedzo. I can't stand Nedzo. I think everyone subconsciously wants Dave to do well in the ERVO. It's just for some reason. I think they do. I think they do, Matt. I think they do. Subconsciously, they do. Yes. They want me to do well. Yes. I think they do. I get that impression. I want to do well. I want to do well. As well, you know. I've got to keep up my reputation of being an F1 YouTuber, haven't I? Otherwise, you know, oh yes, F1 YouTuber who finishes 12 every single of his races. That wouldn't be good, would it, for my reputation? No. Helium Trophy picks up a podium. Yes, he does. Is he even in the chat? TMY isn't mentally strong enough. He's only like the third best Yorkshireman. Third best Yorkshireman? I think he's probably about the 237th millionth best Yorkshireman, isn't he? Let's face it. Let's face it. I mean, you know, and he's never going to top the great man Peter Sutcliffe, to be honest, is he? I mean, he's the greatest Yorkshireman. Anyway, let's move on from that. Let's move on quickly. I don't mean Nedzo. Nedzo, Katie's best friend in the whole world. He won't even talk to me now. TMY hearted a comment I made on one of his videos from 8 years ago. Yeah, it's very strange what's happening on YouTube right now. I did make a... Oh, I've done it on the thumbnail of this very video. Yes. All the YouTubers on the planet, I think, have been making videos over the past week about what has happened at YouTube and about all their views are down. It's affected every single channel, big channels, small channels. It's even affected me. All my views at the moment are pretty much half of what I usually get. That's basically why this week I've been spamming everyone with as many videos as I can get out, just to basically make up the shortfall. I'm not going to be doing that every single week. I have no desire to be a full-time YouTuber, thank you very much. But yeah, just for this week, I decided to just spam out as many as I could because I knew that the views would be very low. I think the checking out the female F1 YouTubers has done quite well, but obviously that would do. Obviously. But the All Seasons last week was diabolical. I think it's on about 55 views or something. All the normal videos that I've produced this week have just tanked because apparently what YouTube has done is anybody who watches YouTube from a desktop with an ad blocker in place, their views will no longer count. Now, if anybody who has got a YouTube channel will know, desktop views are pretty much half of all the views you get on YouTube. Mobile views and, you know, stuff like that, TV views are nothing anywhere near as high. Usually for desktop views, it's like 56% of your watched rate is off a desktop. So if now people are using ad blockers, and let's put this in perspective, why are they using ad blockers? Because there's too many bloody ads on YouTube. So they've really completely shot themselves in the foot. Yes. People are using ad blockers because there's something like 9, 10, 11 advert breaks in every single video now. It's a ridiculous state of affairs. YouTube needs to sort it out. I think YouTube are in quite serious trouble financially. They're not going to go under. That's because Google won't let them. But I think they are in serious problems. That's why they are increasing the amount of ad breaks exponentially. It's just ridiculous. 9 or 10 advert breaks now you get on a 30-minute video. I always make sure that I put them in manually now for like my all seasons. First 10 minutes you get no ads at all. First 10 minutes, because if you look at the analytics, the first 10 minutes of any video is usually what most people watch, the first 10 minutes, and then they start to tail off. So then I put in 3 advert breaks with 5-minute intervals in between, and that's it. It's still nowhere near the 8 or 9 that YouTube wants to put in. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, everyone's views are down. Everyone's complaining, even like the top channels like Linus Tech Tips is saying that their views are half what they used to be. That's a massive drop for a channel like that as well. But yeah, it's affecting everyone across the board, small channels, large channels. I mean, I've never worried about the views on this channel, never have done. It doesn't mean a thing to me, but the trouble is, once again, YouTube are warning me that my watch ratio is not high enough, and of course that is linked to views. If you're not getting the views, then people aren't watching it either. So it's all kind of linked together. So it is a problem. It is a problem. I don't care about the views, but there's a possibility that if I don't get the watch time up soon, they might take the monetization away. I don't know if they will or not, but we will find out. But yeah, so there's a bit of a problem going on at YouTube at the moment. And one of the other things that I noticed is going back to the Moaning Yorkshireman, there's some very old videos suddenly appearing in my feed, which is quite bizarre. I've got Moaning Yorkshireman channels from 8 or 9 years ago suddenly appearing in my feed, because I looked at the thumbnail and I'm like, who the bloody hell's this? Because he looks like about 12. And so I clicked on one of them and it was 8 years ago. And I'm like, why are you just recommending this to me now, YouTube? So yeah, something's changed at YouTube. It's not a good change, and hopefully it'll settle down. We've had lots of this before. YouTube have made changes and it's affected everyone, and then it all settled down. Hopefully this will happen again. Yes, but I seriously think YouTube have shot themselves in the foot virtually by doing this, by banning the ad blocker views. It really, yeah, don't see the point. Don't see the point. Anyway, hopefully it'll pick up again. Yorkshiremen are incredibly strong. Yeah, Josh is good like that. That was when he was slagging off Jolly and Palmer. Get Nedzo on this all seasons rubbish. Backward is more accurate. There's also the thing, Dave, I can't imagine these modern F1 cars racing in Adelaide. No, I can't, to be honest. Too big and heavy. Dave just needs the exorcist. Yorkshire, Newcastle. Yorkshire, Cheltenham. F1 cars, I hope, is on any street circuit, to be honest, Shane. Kieran Smith. Monaco is a great circuit. KD is leading because he's blessed. To hot lap, maybe. F1 cars are the problem. YouTube is just slow. YouTube is just slow. There it is. Dave likes doggy. Yes. All other racing series of great racing at Monaco. The track is not the problem. KD loves Kieran Smith. Monaco is one of the best racetracks. Correct. It's part of the problem. Never going to get the car small enough with the safety features needed equating to the speed that they do. Just make the car slower, says Will. They are supposed to be the fastest on the planet. That's the point. Then there was the Sega CD, or Mega CD as it was known here, which didn't last long. I know. I loved the Sega Mega Drive. I know I shouldn't say that because I'm a Sony fanboy now, but yes, the Sega Mega Drive. I think I've got one somewhere in all that rubbish behind me. Yeah, you can just see it sticking up there with Virtua Racing on it. I loved the Sega Mega Drive. I did. But then they started putting those stupid add-ons on it on the top. Remember the 32X And I just like this is a step too far. Then they had the CD add-on. I never actually got round to the CD add-on because it was so expensive. So expensive at the time. Never got round to it. But yeah, that didn't last long either, did it? But there you go. And also the Sega 30, oh there you go, the Sega 32X, which was dead on arrival as it came out around the time the Sega Saturn existed in Japan. They only did 40 games for it. They did only do 40 games for it, and those 40 games were rushed on release. Half of them weren't finished, so there was really only about 20 games that were any good. But yeah, oh my god, that was a disaster, that was. And the fact it was just like another cartridge that you plugged into the top, and it had this big like shape on it, mushroom shape on the top, and then you then plugged your cartridge into that, into your 32X cartridge into that as well, into a standard Mega Drive. I have to say, you could use the old Mark 1 or the Mark 2s, didn't matter. And so yeah, it was just like, what the hell? I don't get it. Just make another console. That's what they should have done, instead of mucking around with that. Make them 5 seconds slow and the cards will be the fastest on the planet. Herta joins Cadillac as reserve. Yeah, I heard that. KD is talking cack as always. Nedzo. Kieran Smith. The Sega Saturn didn't last long either. It came out earlier than launch. The PS1 launched and cost $2.99 compared to $3.99 for the Saturn. Then that Sonic game, which got cancelled, sealed its fate. Yes, the poor old Sega Saturn. Because don't forget, not a lot of people know this, but Tomb Raider came out on the Sega Saturn. Tomb Raider! Yes. Not a lot of people know that, but it did. Kieran Smith is alright, to be honest. He just loves him some Kimi Räikkönen. He has given up with proper debate on Monaco. And finally, the Sega Dreamcast, which was actually good, but people waited for the PS2, which let you play DVDs on it. Sega then pulled out of the console industry and became a third-party developer. Yes, they did. We did get some great games for the PS2 from Sega, though, didn't we? Like Crazy Taxi. Yes. Never ask a Stets fan why H doesn't go by his real name. Kieran is a horrific person if you knew him personally. There you go. I'm always right about Monaco. F.F1 fixed. PS Luton rules. He does. The motoring Yorkshireman. What do you think of Baku, Dave? When it first started, I quite enjoyed it. I can't remember when it first was in F1. Was it 2017? So anyway, I enjoyed it. And the first few years of Baku was pretty exciting. There was a lot of stuff going on. But over the years, it seems to become a little bit of a bore fest. It's starting to get into Monaco territory. So I don't enjoy it as much, I have to say. So it was good. Now it's not so good. Nedzo is one of the strangest cats of all time. It's just funny strange. Baku is shit. The motoring Yorkshireman lasts as long as micro games play. You know, it's funny you say that because one of my friends on Facebook, because I just shared that video I made this morning about Formula Legends. One of my friends on Facebook said, "Oh, are you going to make your own channel about this game now?" And yes, it was Jamie. Oh, that channel could have been so successful, you know. So successful. If only that game wasn't so shit. I'm still sore. I'm still bitter. Someone maybe that banner as well for the top. It really looks professional. Have you seen it? F1 Micro Games PlayStation or something. I can't remember. It looks pretty bloody professional. The game turned out to be shite. Oh, hello, Plynel. Wonderful loves Lewis Hamilton and hates Abu Dhabi 2021 and everything he says revolves around that. You've popped out of nowhere. KD no longer on top. I'm amazed I was on top for so long given I've been gone half the stream. Hookster and Yao is like Fernando Alonso still in F1 even though they're both old. I like that. I do like that. I like the fact that you compare me to Fernando Alonso. I will take that twice and 3 times on a Sunday, really, that you compare me to Fernando Alonso. The GOAT. Yes, I like that. I will take that. Lionel Plessy sleeping with his World Cup in the lead after multiple 7s and 8s. I'm back on my data, so I'm not expecting much. Does Dave subconsciously enjoy giving Joseph 783 and Drum Tank a headache in the... Yes. Yes. Of course. Because they're American. Well, one's American, one's Canadian, but it doesn't really matter. They're all basically the same. And sometimes I'm okay because they won't be watching, but sometimes you've got to take these Yankee Doodle Dandies down a peg or two, you know, that because sometimes they get a little bit, don't they? You know, have you ever noticed that yourselves? Have you noticed Americans? They sometimes get a little bit, don't they? Up there, you know. So you have to just bring them down a little bit. Bring them down a little bit. Hi Joe. Thanks for watching. Dave enjoys giving everyone a headache. Yes, I do. Excuses. Plessy is powering on. Plessy is dominating. Sensational. Who's giving him the 2019 Ferrari engine update? The front wings that are going to be on the F1 2026 cars are similar to the front wings they were first introduced in 2005. Yes. Your views are always $1. Well, thank you very much. Your views are always diabolical, Dave. Oh, that just gets me right here. That does. That just warms the cockles of. No, it doesn't. Thanks for that. Plessy dominance is entertaining fans. I'm sinking more than the Titanic. KD down to 3rd. Correct. I would be more bothered if I didn't already have my 6 in a row. You had 4 in a row. You mean 5 in a row, like Tim Duncan. YouTube said it's 4 in a row, and that's fine. Final. When did you get 4 from 5? I know what I did, but 4? I read somewhere that F195 was going to have a Sega Saturn version, but it was going to be done by different developers. Probe Entertainment, I think they were called. Probe. Now, they would have done a good job because Probe made all those great games, if you remember. Alien Trilogy. And they also did the Die Hard Trilogy. Probe Entertainment. Yes. So I think that would have been pretty special. Pretty special, I have to say. You lost what would have been 5th in a row last Thursday. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the stream. He says, hi, Dave. Hope you're well. Just wondering, do you have any plans to post on your second channel? At the moment, Scott, no plans at all. No plans at all. I will do one day. I'll post something random and everyone will suddenly wake up. All my 83 subscribers will suddenly go, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Why is he posting now? It's been like 6 years. But at the moment, no plans. 2017 Crawl Wall videos keep getting recommended to me. Yeah, it's not just me, it's you as well, Will. Yeah, something very weird's going on at YouTube. Allegedly, the breaking point in F1 movie streams counted 2. Four in a row is final. Figures don't lie. Dave runs the stream and competition. I'm doing a series on F1 2010 where I park outside the track and watch the race 100% race championship in an interesting championship battle. Interesting. Interesting, Scott. Interesting. I never thought of doing that. Very good. YouTube chooses the top fans. This is true. KD loves Nedzo. Dave decides when the cut-off is to count the results, though. Nedzo doesn't like KD. Dave is wrong. Dave's rules are wrong. That's a matter of opinion, Will, and like most opinions, it makes no difference. The XP says Jamie's first, so you lost. Accept it. The old Sega CD advert had them saying you still don't own a Sega CD. What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? Oh, I like that. I like that. Scott says Monaco for life. I don't care what people say. Monaco, I adore. Favourite place track in the world. There you go. Thank you, Scott. McLaren that drives an absolute joke at Monza. McLaren did nothing at Monza. KD is about to explode. Do you like fishing, Will? I'm speaking facts. Congratulations in advance to McLaren, especially to the reliability and speed team. They deserve it for all the year they've had. You were being a deluded defensive McLaren fan on TMY. Oh, bloody hell, now I'm fourth. Yes, that's because you deserve it. Lesbians, Matt. Lesbians. Matt says that Dave is a very naughty boy. Problem is Dave ended up with a semi after. Snowden could possibly have a decent race this weekend. KD has bottled it. A shame we don't get Colin McRae Rain Dirt Games PlayStation. Dirt 5 was rubbish. Yes, it was. Horrible game. Hated it. Hated it. The Micro Machine games were made by Cody. He's bound to go to Cat eventually. That's true. I'm waiting for you to overtake me, Will. Come on, get past already. You're clearly gagging for it. Although we don't know if Max Verstappen will be a 5 times world champion, there has been a 5 times champion as it looks on Wikipedia, and it's Juan Manuel Fangio. Yes, indeed. Despite Sainz Jr. being disqualified by some, he still did with a good performance as well. Plant Pot was paid. The spammer is winning. The spammer is winning. Reckon Paddock 43 were watching your latest video. Yes. Mainly no pro from Mortal Kombat 2. I heard last week that Red Dwarf has been cancelled. Oh no. Well, let's face it, it's been cancelled quite a few times before, hasn't it? I remember. So, yeah. Oh dear. I did watch like the series that they made quite a few years after they finished making it. I did watch that one. I quite enjoyed that, but then I noticed it started to dip down in quality again, so I haven't been watching like the latest ones. All 83. There was supposed to be another long special, but UK TV cancelled it because they didn't want to make scripted comedy anymore. Oh dear. I'm not surprised. Red Dwarf and the Dave Channel just wasn't as good. Yeah, that's true. YouTube asleep at the wheel. Mr. Will F1. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, sir, for the £2 chat. Oh my goodness. Now, wait a minute. As you all know, that does help in the top fans. And I think Mr. Will has just stormed into the lead with this £2 donation. Thank you, Will. Oh my goodness. Well, it's gone up slightly now I've said that. Whoa! Hookster is God, Will. And Will was one. And he's spam, I'm not surprised. Will has probably won with that. Yeah, he has. I wonder what May Walker would have thought of the new era of F1 car for 2026 if you're still alive. Yeah, I wonder what he would have thought, Shane. 6 wins and a second in 7th stream ain't bad going, though, to be honest. You're quite right. You're quite right. Okay, time is getting on, people. I started late. And I've already been on for an hour and 29 minutes. So I was going to look at the latest F1 news very, very quickly. Can McLaren make F1 title history at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Yes, they could. Yes, they could. Oh my goodness, Mr. Rogara's coming there with a £1 donation. Thank you, sir. Oh, wowzers. Oh, wowzers. I can't wait to get to this final stream now. Yeah, nothing going on in Formula 1. What else have we got to do? Show something. Let me do that quickly. Right, here's here's a track that the Paddock Lesbians has made. Here you go. This is the hand-drawn version first. And here is a Google Earth thing. He told me to point out how close it is to the pyramids. Wowzers. Wowzers. Where are the pyramids? Wow, that's really out in the desert, that, isn't it? Really out in the desert. Right, everyone. You're about to win. Quit whining. Show my track already. I've shown it. It's on the screen right now. think I've started something. Paddock 69's track in Egypt. Dear God, the track is... Right, okay. I've got to go, people. Why is 6 with a super chat? Okay, people, I've got to go. Before I go... Don't do it yet. Before I go... Where the red dot is the pyramids. Oh, right, okay. There's the pyramids. That's the pyramids, is it there? The necropolis. I gotcha. Will has 300 points. Yesterday I was watching the 1999 Italian Grand Prix, and to be honest, if the race was nowadays, I would be uncomfortable seeing Mika in tears, especially. Yes, so would I. Right, okay, people. I've got to go. Don't do this until I say go. And I haven't said go yet. Okay? You've got 1 minute to spam in the chat. Go. That's it. Stop. Stop right there. No more spamming. No more spamming. That's your lot. Right. It's time to go to the top fans, everyone. Now, I've got to do this so you can't see it. I have done the list.
Want to know what grows the...
Put my headphones on. Right, the list I have on the screen here is the final list. Right, here we go. Hopefully that'll work. Can I go up with that? I can. Right, this is the final list. As from now. I brought it up on the screen as soon as I said stop. Here it is, everyone. Here are this week's top fans. At number 8, it is Mod 7930. Number 7 it is. It's Scott Barnes. Number 6, it is Matthew 7657. At number 5. Oh my goodness, despite the £2 donation, he's only at number 5. It's Mr. Rugara. So, top 4. At number 4 it is. It's Lionel Pesci. Which means into third place it is. It's Shane, who is at number 2. Oh! Shock horror. It's the Panic Lesbians, which means this week's winner is Will F1. Oh my goodness, the crowd goes wild. Absolutely crazy. Will has come in and won it. Wow. Wow.
Okay, let's start this. Let's go.
No, let's not start this. Goodbye. Whoever you are, goodbye. Well, there you go, everyone. There it is on screen for you. This week's top fans. Will F1 has done it. He is number 1. Oh my God. There's going to be some controversy over this. There's going to be some controversy. This could turn out to be an Abu Dhabi 2021 situation, but Will has done it. He has done it. First place. He is this week's top fans. What the fuck is a super chat? It was $1 versus £2. Look at that. Spam, 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 spam. There you go. It's all done, everyone. It's all done. Thanks so much for watching. He wins. KD about to inform TM why it is. Okay. I'm not going to go up the chat. I'm just going to go off the top fans and say thank you to everyone who's joined me tonight. To Scott Barnes, to Matthew 7657, to Mod 7930, to Mr. Rugara, Mr. Plynal Plessy, to Shane, of course, to the Paddock Lesbians, and to Will. And yes, that has just updated, and Will is still on top. Yes, he's still on top. It doesn't matter now if it updates anyway. My position stands. As soon as the music starts, that's it. It's all done. But there you go. Those are the current top fans. He's done it. Mr. Lesbians is very quiet. Have you noticed? There's no comment. There's no comment. There's no comment. Lionel Plessy Cook's not going to lie. He peaked early. He wins. There you go. That's it, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. You have been awesome, as always. And yes, of course, we'll have the Grand Prix on Sunday. All seasons will be back on Sunday as well. And no doubt me going through the qualifying and the race on the Shorts channel. I shall be there as well, so catch me all for that. Lesbians is gone. Yep, Lesbians is gone. It's all over. It's all over. His winning streak has been broken, and I think, to be honest, he has broken himself. I think we have broken the lesbian. The lesbian has been broken in half. It's now only half a lesbian. Well, as long as it's a good half, that's all that matters, isn't it? Lesbians is gone. I think this deserves. I think this deserves something from me, actually. What the hell is going on here? There you go, everyone. Rest in peace, all the lesbians. It's a sad end to the show, but there you go. It's done. It's done. It's dusted, and that's it. What can you say? The lesbian has finally been toppled. Shane podium deserved. He was consistent throughout. Yes, he was. Lesbians is gone. I know. Very, very sad state of affairs. Very sad state of affairs. Well, anyway, thanks so much for joining me, everyone. You have been awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. He's just messaged me and said, I think a rule ban on super chats is needed. Yes, it was a great show, and thank you all for joining me tonight. Diddly dee, die dee dee. Yes, exactly. My sentiments exactly. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. You've been awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you, and good night. Oh, we'll like that. We'll like that. I can see that. We'll like that. Yes, yes. We need a rule change, he says. We need a rule change. Anyway, thanks everyone. Awesome as always, and I'll catch you again. Good night.